Kevin Franke, through his attorney, is suing the defendant for the following. Plaintiff is a resident of Utah. Defendant is a resident of Utah. Defendant currently resides at the Utah State Prison. I imagine he was happy to write that. Defendant's tortious conduct occurred in Washington County, Utah. The court has jurisdiction over the parties. The plaintiff is the father of 4 minor children. While plaintiff was residing in Utah, beginning on or about May 22nd, 2023, defendant, in collaboration with plaintiff's then wife, Ruby Franke, they're estranged, the divorce isn't final yet, but still, mother of the 4 children, moved the 4 minor children into defendant's home in Ivins, Utah. Neither defendant nor Ruby advised plaintiff of their removal of the children from the family home in Springville to defendant's home in Ivins. From the period of May 22nd through August 30th, while at the defendant's home, defendant did intentionally, recklessly, or negligently detain the children, confine the children. Further, the children were strictly prohibited from leaving the premises under threat of further increased punishment, described herefore. We're not going to do that, or going to jail. They inflicted and allowed another adult to inflict serious injuries upon the children. 2 of the children in her residence committed physical torture against the victim. They describe that. It talks about the fact that the children's personalities, emotions, and psyches were damaged and altered beyond Kevin Franke's ability or capacity to restore them without professional intervention. And they say that the state's resources through the juvenile court are helping that. But through rehabilitation and the restorative process, is how he describes it, directed and prescribed by professionals in order to restore his children to his care in their home, he has complied with the court processes and has sought his own professional help, therapy, not only in order to coordinate with the children's treatment, but to gain an understanding of his children's conditions and needs and how to support them essentially. It says that the intentional or negligent acts of Jodi have completely damaged and altered, it says for the worse, Kevin's marriage, the children's psyches, personalities, behaviors, and that it has dismantled and exploded his family and his personal life. We have seen this echoed by others that have interacted with Jodi Hildebrandt, been victims of Jodi Hildebrandt. They say the consequences of defendant's intentional and negligent acts were foreseeable as to the effect on these children. The fact that the defendant, Jodi Hildebrandt, has some level of psychological education and training and worked as a professional, I believe psychologist, not psychiatrist, is going to go a long way here to show that she would have known, or it was foreseeable, that this would have a negative effect. So Kevin is suing for intentional infliction of emotional distress, that the defendant acted with reckless disregard of causing emotional distress to Kevin and Kevin's children, that Kevin himself suffered severe and extreme emotional distress because of Jodi's conduct, that the cause of his distress is Jodi's conduct, negligent infliction of emotional distress, which is a different version of the same cause of action, that defendant's conduct unilaterally caused Kevin to sustain severe emotional distress, which has been characterized by illness or bodily harm. This is kind of boilerplate. I don't doubt that he has had to seek quite a lot of help due to what has happened. It says, as approximate result of Jodi Hildebrandt's acts, Kevin has suffered past and future non-economic damages, pain and suffering, emotional distress, loss of quality of life, and loss of enjoyment of life. He is arguing also that this exploded his marriage. So he's lost his marriage. His kids are forever altered by the things that have happened. I hope that they will heal. Kids are incredibly resilient, but the amount of trauma here, no matter the resilience, is going to have lasting and lifelong effects. And then negligence, that the behavior was negligent, that defendant undertook duties and responsibilities with regard to Kevin and the minor children, and that conduct was negligent. The defendant, as detailed in the statement of facts, breached her duty of care and reasonable behavior of conduct. I wonder if they will get through her education a bit somewhere. Defendant's breaches of duty and negligence caused Kevin economic and non-economic damages. Prayer for relief is past, present, future special damages. This is a way that they are trying to make sure that whatever money Jodi Hildebrandt earns from selling her house goes to healing these children. I hope that some of it, if this civil suit goes forward, is put in a trust for all past, present, and future losses and harm. For punitive and exemplary damages might be determined at trial. Going over this a little bit, I think this is to try to make sure that any money that does not go to the children in criminal restitution also is received by Kevin, that Jodi is not benefiting from the selling of her house. I think most of the money should go to the children through criminal restitution. I think this is to kind of sweep in the rest of any money they can get from Jodi, including the 60 whatever $1,000 that was in like a bag at Jodi's house that Ruby had cleared out all their bank accounts. It looked like Ruby had not only cleared out their bank accounts, but cleared out like any money the children made on YouTube as well. So I think there's room for Kevin through his lawyers to try to make sure that this money doesn't go to Jodi. So if he gets custody of his children, then this money should go to their ongoing care. And the court can structure that, and the lawyers can structure that into a trust so it is for the children's ongoing care. I am not cynical about this just yet. I might get there, but I am trying to go into this optimistically that this will go to the care of the kids. The court can structure that. But this depends on what the criminal restitution does. And at some point, you have to bring these lawsuits to start the process. So the children are going to need restitution and support and psychological support, mental health care, especially the variety of providers these children might need throughout their life, is not inexpensive, is not always easily accessible. It is a tragedy, and it is a failing, and it is a failing for quite a lot of people. But if he can take that money from Jodi Hildebrandt's sale of her house and whatever other money she has and get it back to his kids, then good. If he gets this money to take for himself, then I have problems. If he gets custody of his children, and that's a more complex situation. If he gets custody, he does not, I think, have custody of his children yet. The family law case is not done yet. I think there is still ongoing questions about that. But could he down the road add the caregivers of the children to this? We'll see. I don't know if he would, but he is suing for the psychological damage caused to himself because of what was done to his children and because of what was done to him. So we will see what happens here. He's not suing for the children. That is in criminal court. He is suing on behalf of him, but arguing that some of why he needs the money is that it will go to the children. I wanted to bring up this lawsuit. I am trying not to be completely pessimistic going in. I understand if you are, but I'm trying to see what happens here. And I'm not mad if people take all of Jodi Hildebrandt's money. I'm not. We'll see how it happens. For deep dives into the stories that I covered here, you can find them on my YouTube channel at The Emily D. Baker and The Emily Show podcast. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday. The podcast goes live on Wednesdays. And if you want to stay in the loop with everything I'm doing, receive the fastest notifications out there, and get more Law Nerd community, join me at lawnerdapp.com, our free app for iOS and Android.